We are human. We have plenty of human experiences that we've endured that may get in the way of our light, of our truth. So if shame pops in, maybe something that you did and you're like, I can't believe I did that. I am not a good person, blah, blah, blah. You've told yourself many things and to the point where you can't even look into your own eyes. This would be an invitation for you to just simply let it be. It's all part of the experience. We're not here to be pure and unstained. If that, like our experience is just like purity 24/7, like no mistakes, no falling down. Like, no, that's not the human experience. We learn from the dark. Our light grows brighter as we experience the many forms of the darkness. We learn from the shadow experiences that we move through. And I urge you through this experience to forgive yourself, have compassion for yourself, and just be present with yourself. Because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it? If you're listening to this episode, it's probably because, like me, you were craving something deeper, but maybe you didn't know how. Or maybe you thought you could just bypass it and just go into the deeper connection. And you're realizing this is part of the how you get there. Hello, hello, lovelies. Welcome back to the Sovereign Goddess podcast. Welcome. So if you don't know me, if this is your first time hearing this podcast, my name is Abigail Mensa Bunsu. I am an intuitive, a divine channel. I am a goddess activator and the host of this podcast. I am also the founder of the Moon Goddess Academy and the Moon Goddess Publishing. So last week, I shared with you a process that would invite your higher self in. And I'm curious, how did that go? How was that like for you? Were you able to actually follow through the process? I got comments on the YouTube channel saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I also had a beautiful invitation to deepen into an experience that I shared in the podcast. So that's what today's podcast is going to be focused on. I'll go into that in a little bit. Take some time, send me a message, let me know how that episode went, how the practice went. Were you able to connect to your higher self? Were you able to experience your higher self? Were you able to see, sense, or yeah, experience your higher self? How was that like? Let me know. So today we're going to move into, I want to walk you through a process so you can reconnect to yourself, the truth of who you are. So last episode or last week, I talked about a point in my life where I wasn't able to look at myself in the mirror. So I could not look into my eyes. To be specific, it's not just myself because, last night I was thinking about it and I was like, what do you mean you couldn't look at yourself in the mirror? You looked at yourself all the time, and I had to specify. I couldn't look into my eyes. And I mentioned in there that it just scared me. Like when every time I would try to look into my eyes, what I saw within my eyes scared me. And so I wanted to use this episode to talk a little bit about that because I had the invitation to expand more on that experience. I had another person mentioned that she was experiencing the same thing. She wondered how my experience was like and what I did to move through that. So I know if one person asks, there's numerous others who are curious about this or moving through the same thing. And I hope this episode brings you or helps you to start a practice where you can reconnect to yourself again, right? So it was one of the hardest things for me to do. When I look back then, this was like more than 10 years ago. When I looked into my eyes, I saw a version of me that was powerful, that is powerful, right? A version of me, the true goddess that I am, but I wasn't there yet. I wasn't her yet. I didn't even know how, right? And at that point, I was just still getting comfortable being back into my body and feeling safe in the physical reality, which is the physical body and the physical reality. And it's like, okay, now you're in your body. Now, can you gaze through the door into your soul and actually connect that way? That was the stage that I was in. And at that time, my spiritual teacher, we were in class, and at the end of the class she gave a homework, and the homework was to do mirror work. And she, like, to look into our eyes in our reflection and connect, like hold the gaze. And I remember I was like, oh god dang it. Like, seriously. Of all the things we could have done, really, I couldn't believe how hard it was for me, but I did it. And that's something about me. I don't mind walking through the fire, walking through the uncomfortable of the experiences that I need to experience to make it to the other side. So I still did it anyways. I could have said, no, I'm not going to do it. Or I could have came up with all the excuses, but I knew that I had to do it. I wanted to get to know me. I wanted to tap in deeper. I wanted to be anchored. I wanted to be here, fully here, like all of me. Which is, if I didn't do that, you probably wouldn't be able to experience me as you are experiencing me right now. Right? So I'm glad I did. But again, I just wanted to acknowledge that it's not an easy exercise. It's not an easy thing to just jump into, especially if there's, the reason behind that. It depends on how deep that is. It is a journey, it is a process, and you have to have great compassion for yourself. So the exercise that I'm going to walk you through, the meditation I'm going to walk you through later, that's something that will kickstart that for you, and then you can build upon it. And again, we'll talk more about it. So for me, it had to do with the version of who I truly am and the version I was at that time were completely different. And when I looked into my eyes, I saw a version of me that I wasn't ready for. And it made me want to run. It made me want to look the other way, which I did. I was like, I'm not ready for this. Is not me. What am I looking at? I would always see me looking at me, like with this beauty and power and presence. And it would always give me like chills. Like, what is happening? Is this, like, what is this? And so that week, the first time I did it, first time I stood there, I was like, okay, here we go. I think I did it for probably 10 seconds that I held, and I just cried. I cried the first time. I was so mad too. It was like the type of crying, you're like, oh my gosh, I know what is happening. It's a deep healing happening, but why am I doing this? This is so hard. Like, so it's like this crying of, gratitude that I've begun on this journey that I've been deeply yearning. But at the same time, it's like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Why am I doing this? Right. So I cried and I was mad. And we had to do it like every day for that week. We met like on a weekly basis. And the next day I did it, and it got a little bit longer. And the next day I did it, and it got longer. And the more I did it, let's just say a month later, I was able to actually hold my gaze, like looking into my eyes and actually exploring my physical eye. So looking at the eye color, looking at I wanted to say fragments, but it's like the filaments, all the lines that are in there, like just exploring my eye. So the beginning was just paying attention to the physical aspect of my eyes. I started there. And then as I went beyond that, the door began to open, and I felt comfortable to actually reach or move through the door to see what was on the other side. Before I would look and the door was wide open, and it just is like, I can't handle this. And with this practice, I just took my time. I took it layer by layer and I appreciated each part of the process. It's like, why am I looking at myself in the mirror? Oh my gosh, you have beautiful eyes. Oh my gosh, my eye color is this. I thought it was that. Oh wow, look at that. Look at all the filaments in my eye. And when the light shines, it looks different. I spend time doing that. That was part of the process, right? And then from there, once I was comfortable looking at my physical eyeball, then I was able to feel comfortable to enter the next phase, which is who I am on the other side, within me, the spirit, the soul, right? That's basically who was looking at me the entire time. I mean, for the longest time, I thought I was like two people. The one who was just barely, barely anchored on this physical plane, and another part of me who was untethered, unlimited, powerful, right? I felt like it was like these two versions of me that I would just like, I was entertaining. And through that exercise, I realized it was just me looking at myself. It was my soul looking at me, my soul experiencing my physical beingness, my physical beingness experiencing my soul, and even beyond the soul, right? Because now it's like I know my higher self, I know my team, like it just goes on, right? I'm connected to the divine, like it just, I mean, I was connected to the divine back then, but it was about connecting to the divine that I am. The divine experiences life through us, through us. So it's moving from, oh, divine is outside of me, and I'm trying to go back to the divine to, wait a minute, divine is right here, and I need to be right here at home, right here within me. I need to explore this home that I am. And it was a transformative journey. I mean, now is it just it's so easy for me, and because of that, when I meet people, I actually crave that. I want them to look me in the eyes, and I can't help it. I'm really looking at them, and when I look at someone, it goes beyond the physical, it moves into who they are spiritually, it moves into their higher self, it moves, like I can see all of it. And I talked about this in some of the past episodes where when I meet someone, when someone steps into my energy, it's like a video of their entire life of who they are physically, mentally, emotionally, and especially spiritually. It just all shows like this beautiful book that opens up, and I'm able to experience them fully. Right. I had to take that step because otherwise I wouldn't be who I am right now. I get it. For me, it was about coming back home into my power, understanding who I really am, and anchoring into that truth. I know that some of you might not be able to look into your eyes. Perhaps it is because of shame, because of guilt, because of what so and so said when you were growing up, right? There's so many reasons, so many things, experiences that get in the way of us anchoring into our truth or helping us to truly see who we are. I mean, society alone will not, it's created so that we are so detached from that. So, in the journey that I'm going to take you on, you will notice that whatever the reason that has kept you from connecting with yourself deeply will show up. And now I invite you to entertain it. What is passing through? What is coming back? It's going to create tears. It might create anger. Whatever emotion it elicits is normal. It's okay. Be with it. Stay with it. Examine it. Be curious about it. We are human. We have plenty of human experiences that we've endured that may get in the way of our light, of our truth. So if shame pops in, maybe something that you did and you're like, I can't believe I did that. I am not a good person, blah, blah, blah. You've told yourself many things, and to the point where you can't even look into your own eyes. This would be an invitation for you to just simply let it be. It's all part of the experience. We're not here to be pure and unstained. If that, like our experience is just like purity 24/7, like no mistakes, no falling down. Like, no, that's not the human experience. We learn from the dark. Our light grows brighter as we experience the many forms of the darkness. We learn from the shadow experiences that we move through. And I urge you through this experience to forgive yourself, have compassion for yourself, and just be present with yourself. Because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it? If you're listening to this episode, it's probably because, like me, you were craving something deeper, but maybe you didn't know how. Or maybe you thought you could just bypass it and just go into the deeper connection. And you're realizing this is part of the how you get there. It's very important for you to remember that you are so much more than your physical experiences, and to have grace for yourself. It's so, the angels are coming in right now. It's so important for you to have grace for yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever it is that you did back then that is creating the shame and the guilt. Forgive yourself. Step into grace. Because that's how the angels see you. That's how the divine sees you. When you fell down, did you get back up? You did, right? Well done. That's all that matters. You didn't get stuck down there. You got back up again, and you're trying, and you keep trying, and now you're here. Now you're here. So pat yourself on the back and say, I forgive myself for all that happened in the past. I know that I'm here having a human experiences. I know that I will make mistakes, but I also know that I learn from my mistakes and I grow from my mistakes. I forgive myself. And I forgive all those who contributed to my lostness, my detachment from my core, from my truth. Use like the first week. Actually, this applies to everyone. Use the first week of this exercise to forgive yourself. When you look into your eyes, the moment you get that connection, you say, hello, I forgive you. You don't have to go into details like, I forgive you for this, and I forgive you for that. Start with, I forgive you. You can even place your hand on your heart. I forgive you. And see where that takes you. Just look into your eyes. Deep breath in. Hold that gaze for as long as you can. And maybe the first week, or maybe the first day, you're only able to do it for 5 seconds. Next day, you're able to increase it to 10 seconds. Hold the gaze. And be curious. I urge you to be curious. Be curious about what is beyond your eyes. Examine your eyes. Like, really examine your eyes. The moment you hold that gaze, the information will start flowing into you. That's why that exercise is so intense. It's what begins to flow into you. And it's whether or not you're ready to receive it. If you're watching this episode, you are ready. If you weren't, this episode would not have even crossed your path. You are more than ready if you're listening to this episode right now. And if you know someone who you feel like this would help, please send it to them. Share away. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Go ahead and share away so that it can reach more people and help more people to reconnect to themselves, the true self. I feel like a lot of people in the world are missing that. Like they're craving that. There's so much noise in the world. I'm seeing more and more people actually disconnect from all the noise in the world to find themselves again, to find and connect to your voice again. So, with that said, let's see, did I cover everything? Is there anything else that needs to be shared? No, I think the process will walk you through. So, go ahead and close your eyes and begin to breathe into your body. Allow each breath to fill every cell within your body, to fill every space within your body with fresh oxygen. And out. And as you exhale, exhale out, release anything that feels heavy, anything that doesn't feel good, just blow it out. And now envision the light that, or the air that you're breathing in is actually light. And so breathe in that light. And exhale anything that feels heavy. Breathe in more of the light. And out. Kind of feels like a cleansing. It's like the light air is like going within us and just kind of scrubbing some things off, and then we get to exhale out. You're doing breathing with intention, right? So for this ritual, if you have time, like make this into a full-on ritual. And with the ritual, of course you would need a mirror. You can use like a small mirror, you can use your bathroom mirror, whatever feels good to you. You would need a candle. You can play some music in the background or just have it silent, whatever feels good to you. And as an option, you can have like one of your soul oils. So whether it's like a rose oil or jasmine, depending on how you're feeling. So for example, rose oil to not only bless you but also protect you, because rose does that. Jasmine is just pure protection and also connecting to your divine feminine essence. Rose does that too, right? If you lavender is to just connect you to that softness, to really help you to connect to that part of you that feels safe in that vulnerability, right? So it just kind of, lavender is like this beautiful warm blanket that just wraps around you, right? So it just depends on whichever oil feels good to you. You can always go for rose oil or lavender oil, and just you're gonna use it to just anoint yourself. It's all part of being present. So you can anoint your wrist and your heart. You just right at the center of your chest. And if you like, you can just dab some right there. It never hurts. I wear these oils like every day, especially the rose. That is my perfume. So you can use that. And to create a sacred space, I want you to actually create a sacred space for this at the beginning. As it becomes part of your life, you can, as it gets integrated within your life, you can actually expand it. So it's like when you're using the bathroom, you just stop and take a look at yourself, look into your eyes, acknowledge yourself, right? But for now, create a sacred space by lighting a candle, using Palo Santo or sage to just kind of clear. And you can say anything that might be in the way of me having this experience. I clear this from my space, from my mind, from my emotional body, from my energy bodies. And then call in your guides, your guardians, your higher self to be fully present with you. Call in the angels and the archangels to be fully present with you. So I'm actually going to move into that as if we're doing it together. Okay. I'm actually calling in all your guides. So I'm envisioning you standing in front of the mirror. There's a beautiful candle already lit. You might have music or not, it doesn't matter. Take a deep breath in. Be here now. And you feel like you can even like have some cold water just splash your face with it to just, again, it's just part of the reconnection, like being here now. And now whisper, I open this space to meet myself in truth, in power, and in presence. I open this sacred space to meet myself in truth, in power, and in presence. I open this space to meet myself in truth, in power, and in presence. Take a deep breath in and out. Call on your higher self to come in and just hold your hand as you do this. And when you're ready, open your eyes and look into your eyes. Softly but steadily. And it's okay if judgment arises. Just simply acknowledge that it's all part of the human experience. Don't get attached to it. And step into curiosity and compassion for yourself and grace. And be fully present for this experience. Notice what emotions come up. Notice the flicker of recognition. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Breathe into your gaze. If the fear comes up, if you feel yourself start to freak out, connect with your breath. Take a deep breath in of light and release it with your exhale. It is safe for me to connect to who I am. It is safe for me to see myself as the divine sees me. And I invite you to do this gaze for anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes or longer if it feels good to you. Let this be a meeting of soul and self. Let this be a meeting of soul and self. And if you need to pause the video here so you can continue with this recognition of soul and self, acknowledgement of the soul, go ahead and pause it and then come back when you're ready. But when you're ready, place one hand on your heart and then the other one on your womb or your belly, whichever feels natural to you. And repeat after me. I see you. Remember, hold that gaze as you're saying this. I see you. I remember you. I reclaim you. I see you. I remember you. I reclaim you. I see you. I remember you. I reclaim you. Repeat this as many times as you desire. Let the tears come if they do. Let smiles come too. You are becoming visible to yourself again. I am safe to see myself. My eyes reflect the truth of who I am. I reclaim my voice, my worth, and my sacred presence. I no longer abandon myself. I come home to me. Take a deep breath in and out. Through my gaze, I return to my soul. My power lives in my presence. My power lives in my presence. Through my gaze, I return to my soul. I no longer abandon myself. I come home to me. I reclaim my voice, my worth, and my sacred presence. My eyes reflect the truth of who I am. I am safe to see myself. Take a deep breath in here and out. When you're done with the gazing practice, go ahead and close your eyes gently. Place your hands on your heart and just say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am here. I am home. I am here. I am home. I am here. I am home. Take a deep breath in and release. It is done. It is done. It is done. By the power of three, a perfect trinity, it is done. And here's a light language to kind of just seal everything and also give you the boost that you need to continue this practice. Yara tokoro mukoitia, bereshiriara naedea korenakia, tarasanara naetoro mukoria, tarasanagiara takia toro koroshia, tarasanakaranaediara nayatea. I have an invitation for you at this time as you're listening to the light language. If you'd like to open to your eyes and hold that gaze, it will be even more potent. And so listen as you're looking into your eyes. Harieti akandari aromoe diaranae diaranae amoromoea. Tarasantari at ori tiaratesia. Tashidiaranaki hartoromoetia. Tarasa ariata diaramoro moro 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 moro. Di shirana arande shurmo. Tarasandaya diarandea. I see you. Borosiaranda. Tarasurmo. I remember you. Tarasaori. Era saria moko oronokoia. I reclaim you. Dorasaya randia kariandaro moria. Taria shurubo kariatia surumo. Dorsuromoko. Moroko shiarandaya tea. Oh yeah. Take a deep breath in and out. I am safe to see myself. I am safe to see myself. I am safe to see myself. Whew. Beautiful. And to close this beautiful ritual, go ahead and grab your journal and pen. If you do love to journal, go ahead and do that. If you don't like to journal, then answer these questions to yourself. Here are some journal prompts for you to help you anchor this practice in even more. What did I feel when I looked into my eyes today? What did I feel when I looked into my eyes today? What part of me is asking to be seen more fully? What part of me is asking to be seen more fully? And what truth am I ready to reclaim? What truth am I ready to reclaim? Welcome back, beloved. Welcome back. So I invite you to practice this. And again, it might be a bit challenging at the beginning, but it's okay. Push through it and be curious about the resistance. Be curious about it. Like, why? I'm trying to look into my own self. I'm not asking you to go out in public and look at a stranger in the eyes. I'm asking you to look at yourself in the eyes. So if there's resistance coming, ask yourself, why? Why can I look at my own self? And if I can't do that, then how can I expect someone to truly see me when I can't see myself? Why? Ask yourself those questions. Be curious about the resistance and then let it go. Move through it, move forward. Each day that you do it, it gets easier and easier and easier. It's a journey. It's a journey. Give yourself grace, give yourself compassion. You got this. And again, if this episode orbited into your world, that means you're ready for it. And if you're like, I got this, I already look at myself, and you found this episode, it is an invitation for you to go deeper. What is beyond what you already see? I invite you to do this exercise with that question in mind. What is the next level that I need to see? What is behind this? Show me. Show me, soul. Show me. Go into it. If you're already comfortable looking at yourself, go into it with the curiosity to go deeper. All right. This was a big one. So I would definitely love to hear from you how this episode landed with you. And also, after you do the exercise, send me a message. How did it go? Ooh, this is a great opportunity. I would like to invite you to my free online membership group. Ooh, I finally created one. Oh my God. I have been wanting to create a space, a sacred space outside of social media. I've had my Facebook group for a long time. I have a lot of people in there, but I wanted something that is outside of Facebook and social media, a place that I can create like our own sacred space that we can all connect in. So it is free. Go ahead and join. I'll make sure I have the link below, so find it. It is called the Goddess Chamber. Yay! Pop in there, come join in and interact with other beautiful women who are on this journey of finding their power, anchoring into your truth, and expressing from that place of authenticity and supporting each other. Like if you're someone who's like, I don't have a lot of women around me as friends, this would be great for you. Come join in. Let's support each other. Let's praise each other. Let's hold each other as we walk through the fires of life. So I invite you, come join it. I will have my link below. I would love to have you join the online membership, online group. I don't even know what to call it. I just call it online membership. It is free, and I would love for you to join. That way you can share it in there. There's actually a forum there where you can actually share and ask questions and all of that. So this will be perfect. Hey, I'm glad I did that, because I know sometimes something might come up and you're like, I don't want to share it on the comment section, or maybe you feel shy to send me a message to share that with me. But in this way, you can actually share it in a sacred, safe space and know that it is safe. It's not going anywhere, right? So, and I'll be able to see it. We get to connect that way. I can answer your questions. So I hope to see you there. And I hope to hear about your experiences with this. If you're someone who is who's on that journey right now of moving through the uncomfortableness when it comes to looking into your eyes, connecting to your soul, connecting to the deeper aspect of who you are, your truth, your power. I would love to hear how the journey is going. Where do you find difficulties? Where do you need support? Let's go from there. All right, my dears. It's a wrap. Until next time, have a wonderful